الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه ومن والاه. أما بعد أحبتي في الله نعيش مع نداءات الإيمان. One of those ayat that started with the honor to the believers by saying يا أيها الذين آمنوا. Verse 178 from Surah Al-Baqarah يقول سبحانه يا أيها الذين آمنوا كتب عليكم القصاص في القتلى. So this verse number 178 and it started with the saying, O you who believe, prescribed for you is the legal retribution for those murderers. So this ayat and the following ayat talking about punishment. And somebody will say, you know what, oh, this is a religion of mercy. It's Islam's mercy and full of mercy. Talking about punishment, you have to know, first of all, the most important value in Islam is justice, not mercy. Justice comes first. And justice is the ultimate value. Mercy, it's limited and restricted. Only for those deserve the mercy. Allah said, وَرَحْمَتِي وَسِعَتْ كُلَّ شَيْءٍ فَسَأَكْتُبُهَا لِلَّذِينَ يَتَّقُونَ وَيُؤْتُونَ الزَّكَاةَ. My mercy covers everything. It could cover anyone. However, Allah will write only for those believers and those being described in the ayat. So we have to understand that's what's more important than justice than, mercy. However, there is a mercy in the justice. When you apply justice on the one who wronged others, that's a mercy for them. And he deserves it as well. When you be sometimes harsh with somebody, in fact, that you are working against his desires that lead him to bad things. So you are being good for him. قَسَى لِيَزْدَجِرُوا وَمَنْ يَقْسُ فَلْيَقْسُ أَحْيَانًا عَلَى مَنْ يَرْحَمُ. And think of an example of the doctor. He will decide to amputate the part of the body in order to save the rest. Is that right? Have you heard about flesh-eating disease? That doesn't give a time for a doctor to decide. If a person gets it in the morning and you delay the decision until evening, that might lead to death of the person. That's why you have to decide. It's happened one of the governor in Quebec that they have to cut his a leg from, the waist. You remember what his name? Lucien. So they have to, is that right? Because, in order to save him, you have even to take the hard way, sometimes a harsh way, without yelling to protect, the rest of the body. In order to protect the person that harming himself and harming others, you have to do that. In order to protect the society, you have to do that. So that's normal in any society. If you look at justice as the ultimate value, you have to have a punishment system. However, that punishment system has to be effective. Otherwise, it's useless. Many people talking about Islam, how Islam is harsh and hard. It's not the point. Let me just put you in that, example, and this, example. And now, if somebody came at your home, and imagine yourself that you're home, and he came at night, breaking your privacy, and he broke the doors or whatever, and then he hold the knife, around your neck, and even he exposed maybe the hurma and your family, and and scared them, and he took your money and did many other things bad. If they give you a chance, to punish that person, what are you going to do? He's not going to kill him. Yes, how he did all of this, you try to justify that. He said, I'm going to kill him. In Islam, what are they going to do for him? Even he took your money. And if he came at night, in your home, what are you going to do for him? What do you think? Not even the punishment of had, Khatrah not even. Because, if somebody been caught not, that he's taking something from others by force, this is not sariqah. And there is no punishment of theft for him. Subhanallah. Yes. So Islam has the ultimate mercy as well for the person that he made the crime. In Islam, for example, today, like an ayah talking about qisas, the capital punishment. Do you know for how many cases that can be applied? Do you know for how many cases can be applied the capital punishment? Al-qatl. So how many different cases can be applied in Islam? Only in 3 cases. لا يحل دم امرئ مسلم إلا بإحدى ثلاث. Only 3 cases. النفس بالنفس والثيب الزاني والتارك لدينه المفارق للجماعة. There are only 3 cases. If somebody killed another soul, or for the one he's muhsan, married, and he had fornication, and if somebody abandoned the jama'ah and starting causing animosity and fighting them back. This only for 3 cases. There's no other ones. Do you know how many cases after the French Revolution where the capital punishment is applied? In over 200 different cases. In Islam, only 3 cases, and all these 3 cases not easy to apply. There are multiple conditions that in there to the point you say, it's impossible. It's impossible to apply the punishment. For example, if somebody commit a fahisha and he's married, or not even married, and commit a fahisha, how you can prove that? How you can prove that? Has to be 4 what? Witnesses. And what they witness? They have to see the actual act, not to see the woman with the man. No. This is not. You have to see, as the scholar they said, كالمكحل في المروده. Sorry, كالمروده في المكحله. And as you see, the actual act, where their private part meets, you see that. And 4 of them, they have to witness. And their witness has to match. Let's say the judge will ask each one. This one, he will say, it happened in a day and time. The other one say it happened at night. This one said it happened in that place. The other one, the other place. So their witness not match. Well, you know what's going to happen? Those 4 will be lashes, each one of them 80. Haddul qadf. Can you imagine? If they are 3, they're going to be lashes. If they are not 4 and not their witness would match, that will be backlash on them. Islam, very serious and very strict with that. So was not aiming for a punishment. No. Was aiming to protect the society. Because ask yourself, when these conditions will meet, when all of these conditions will happen, if that act happened in a public, in open space, and who even will agree to that will happen in an open space? So it's not because of that person cannot control his desire. No. That happened to protect, the whole society from that illness. And for soul to soul, why that will happen? You know why? Because your soul not more honorable than the soul that you're taking away. And also, if that will never happen, then will be serious of killing. One will lead to the other. The Arab said, Al-qatlu anfa lil-qatl. And Allah said, وَلَكُمْ فِي الْقِصَاصِ حَيَاتٌ. It's beautiful. وَلَكُمْ فِي الْقِصَاصِ حَيَاةٌ. When you apply punishment, the capital punishment, that will give a life. What do you mean give life? Because 1 for 1 is ended. Otherwise, will continue for 40 years. Like some wars happen because somebody killed a camel in a back day before Islam. Just because one person killed a camel, that war between tribes continued for 40 years. Can you imagine? But in Islam, to end all of that, there is rules. So what I'm aiming for, I'm talking about the punishment in Islam, regardless all of this subject. It has a great great values for the society. And you have to understand, Islam never hastes for the punishment. There are many ways, even for this, if awliya ad-dam, the family of that person what were killed and oppressed, if they forgive, Allah will forgive. If they forgive, will be no punishment. They go to diya, to agree on ransom in a certain amount of money. And if they don't, then even the drop, completely. If they don't want, will be dropped completely. So we have to understand the wisdom behind that. Let me ask you a question. Haddu al-hudud wal-uqubat. This chapter of punishment, where it comes in a fiqh al-Islami, in a book of fiqh? Where you could find it? Is the first chapter? What's first chapter in Islam? Like in a fiqh. Tahara, yes? Purification. The inner and the outer. And then talk about salah and other. Where comes the punishment? Which chapter? Which chapter do you think? It is the last chapter. What that does mean? You cannot apply the punishment until you apply all aspects of life and you make justice in a society. Then the last things that you think of it, that punishment. I ask you another question. Who's the most famous ruler applying justice in Islamic history? Umar ibn Khattab. Do you know that he stopped punishing the theft punishment at the year of ashes? There's a famine year where there was drying, there's people suffering, and they couldn't even find something to drink or eat. It was hard for them. At that year, he bought all of that at hold. You know why? Because this is shubha. And the Prophet ﷺ said, "Idra'ul hududa bis-shubuhat, wa lan yukhti'a al-imamu fil 'afwi khayrun min an yukhti'a fil 'uquba." Avoid punishment for any doubts. And if the leader or the imam or judge made a mistake in forgiveness, better than he will make a mistake in punishment. Yes. Islam is a beautiful. Wallahi, it's a beautiful. And it's perfect. And perfect not only for that time, but even for our time, even for other times. Because that's not a human-made law. This is from the Almighty, the one has the ultimate wisdom. Not for us, we only for looking for a narrow angle. I will just put you on the comparison with this system 1 minute, to think of this. It happened to you. Any one of you had a car accident, then any one of you had a car accident. You know what's gonna happen if you have car accident, and somebody injured? They will put you in a prison, the same prison of the killer and the drug dealers. It's the same place. You are an honorable person. It's just because of a mistake, you're driving and have a mistake, they will put you in there. Just like at the humiliation, with the same place where all of them there, despite their crimes, they have same punishment. And now, let's say somebody have stolen 10,000. They will put him in a prison. Now, the punishment, it's happened and accord to whom? What do you think? The punishment that somebody have stolen 10,000 and you put him in a prison. Now, whose you are punishing? Whose you are punishing? His family, because left it with no support, and they are suffering, and they are having a big mess, and you are punishing the society, because he have stolen 10,000, and you're going to put him in a prison, and you spend him 100,000. So what's the point? You have taken 10,000, you put him in a prison, and spend him 100,000. So he said, you know what, if you're going to put me in a prison, I will steal a million and put me there, and then I will enjoy it after I leave. And how you punish? Who is you punishing there? Is any discipline? No, because 70% in the prison in Canada, 70% for the prisoners, they will go back again to the same prison. 70%. So there's no discipline in there. There's no rehabilitation. Actually, you make him what? Expert. Because he went there with just a mistake. He went there. Now he's going to meet with the gangs, with the chief, of the gangs, and they will teach him all tricks, and you have connection. He will go outside, and because of criminal record, he cannot work. He cannot work. For 10 years, like now, all this criminal record will be attached to him. Wherever he will go, you are a criminal. You have a this. So what's going to happen? He has no place to go. And those, before he leave, they give him their contact numbers. He memorized all of that. He has no other option to contact those gangs. Those that will offer a job for him. So you make a damage for him, for his family, and you're punishing the society. And you make it even worse. Is that wisdom? No, it's not wisdom. Punishment has to be effective and has to be something people that will stand up thinking twice before they do any actions. If he thinks that he will lose his hand because of he's stealing something, he will think 100 times before he will do any crime. Is that right? This is something important. Let me ask you, this is the last question. In 600 years of applying the punishment, of 600 years, did I say it right? 600, 6 centuries. In 600 years, how many hands were cut from those that commit theft? For 600 years. 16 hands for 600 years in the Muslim world during the Khilafah. Can you imagine? Where before, for every attack, for those highway robbery, when they go attack any caravan, easily they will kill 50 people for each attack. And because of applying this, they stop all of these crimes. And only those sick people, they were cut their hands to 16 in 600 years. Is that effective system or not? It was. And need people of understanding to understand this. People think Sharia only cutting hands and all of that. No. Sharia is salah and zakah and all of these. Sharia is how you treat your neighbors. The punishment, that's the last chapter of Sharia. That will apply when we apply in our life all of other chapters. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect us. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us the best of understanding. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala increase in our heart the love of our deen to be proud Muslims. Ameen. Subhanakallah bihamdik. Ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka